winter storm is headed here to the south this Sunday, and some may get rain while others get snow. I talked with Live 5 Chief Meteorologist Bill Walsh for a forecast for the Lowcountry for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. The Dean of Lowcountry Weather, Bill Walsh of Live 5 News. Welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Hey, Quintin, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, the big talk around town is about this upcoming storm that's coming here Sunday. Personally, I was going to go out of town, but now that those plans have been canceled till January 30th. What will be the weather headline for Sunday?
Well, the weather headline will be a major winter storm across the southeast. Not so much for us in the Lowcountry. We'll probably mostly a rain event with moderate to heavier rain in some places on Sunday, early through the midday hours. But just on the other side of I-95, we're going to have enough cold air to wrap around that to create a pretty big freezing rain event up and down and west of I-95. And then snow, of course, for the upstate from, even on the other side of Columbia, all the way back up toward Charlotte, up toward Asheville. They're going to get quite a bit of snow. But right here in the Lowcountry, it's a very fine-tuned, a very fine line between just a heavier rain and freezing rain. The temperature gradient is really amazing. In fact, can I switch? I'm not sure I can flip this thing around or not. Yeah, I can. Hang on a second.
Yes, sir.
I can actually show you. There we are. So look at this. These are the temperatures at about early in the morning on Sunday. We are going to be in the upper 50s. This is the GFS model, and you could just drive maybe up to I-95, and it's going to be well into the 30s on the other side of that, well below freezing. And it's really a fine line when it comes to where actual where the ice would set up, the freezing rain would set up. So again, we're watching it pretty carefully, but it does show that we are watching a big temperature difference as you look at that. I'm going to see if I can't pull up the one of the other maps that I'm using right now. So this one here is kind of what we're looking at. Again, a lot of rain along the coast, rain sometimes heavy at times, and then we could see a little bit of ice up in the parts of Clarendon County, up in Orangeburg on the other side of Queenstree. But again, this could be pushed down a little further south. I wouldn't even rule out a little of upper Berkeley, parts of Williamsburg, even upper Dorchester. It really is going to be where that cold air sets up, and that's just freezing rain at this point. And then as the storm pulls away, we're going to probably end up with just a cold situation to Sunday night. Wouldn't rule out a few leftover flurries way back inland. But as I look at the precipitation, hang on, this is see if I can't pull up the winter parameters here and show you. This is the freezing rain total. Again, this is Sunday on one model. This is the GFS. That's where the freezing rain sets up into Sunday afternoon. But look at the difference between that and if I flip over to the Euro. See how much further south it is?
Yes.
So there's a big difference is where freezing rain sets up. And one of the other ones that we look at, one of the short term would be the NAM. And again, you can see that sets up pretty far south. So again, all of that is we're looking at all of these models and we're just kind of fine tuning the forecast. But the bottom line is right now definitely a rain situation along for our area, maybe a freezing rain situation along I-95 north and west. At least that's what it looks like. And if you have travel plans, you might have canceled your trip, Quintin, but some people, if they're going up to Asheville, if they're going up to Charlotte, Rock Hill, Raleigh, Greensboro, it's going to be a lot. This could be quite a bit of snow up there.
Wow. Where is this winter storm shifting from?
Well, that's a good question. It's an upper level low that is swinging through the south. Let me show you if I can swing this around. It's an upper level low that's swinging through the south, and it is helping to carve out the surface system. So I'll kind of show you here on a more of a wider shot. So there's the storm right there here in the southeast. This is going to, I'll back it up a little bit. So this is going to be as we head into, say, Saturday morning. So the storm is going to dive in from the northwest, and it's going to move across the Arklatex area of, Arkansas and back into western parts of Tennessee and eastern Texas. And then it dives south, and this, again, is the NAM model, but you'll see it setting up right here in the south. The further south and east is the better chance for snow. For at least our snow scenarios are always better with a storm system that's moving further south and east. But this is by Sunday morning at, say, 7 o'clock in the morning. There's the storm right here. And again, look at that moisture shield. It goes way out here. This is Sunday, so we're going to be on the warmer side of this, but this is going to be all freezing rain probably as the low sets up right here. And this is, like I said, 7 o'clock Sunday morning. And then as we make our way through, say, Sunday afternoon, this is 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, and there's the storm up around Myrtle Beach. This is, again, the GFS-US model. But all that moisture back here is rotating around very cold air. And then, by the time it gets to, it starts to pull around, the cold air starts to pull around, it dips into South Georgia. Well, we're going to lose the moisture needed for it. And then as we head into, say, almost midnight on into Sunday night, Monday morning, this is going to be pulling away well to the north. It's going to bring all that snow right up into North Carolina, Virginia, all the way back across the Mid-Atlantic, and certainly across the mountains here. That is going to be a mess. And when you look at actual, let me see if I can pull up snowfall amounts real quick. Winter. Let's see. Here we are. Snowfall. Cumulated snowfall. Okay, look at these snowfall amounts.
Right.
I mean, that's 15 inches up there toward, just north of Charlotte.
Right.
Even over to Raleigh, maybe 2 or 3 inches, maybe a little more, up to 4 or 5, depending on the track. And this is the GFS, but it brings pretty moderate to heavy snow all across the Appalachians there. Let's see what the Euro has. That's the okay, and that's the Euro. And again, the Euro is a little more aggressive on into central North Carolina, but still brings 14 inches of snow up toward parts of North Carolina, from say Cherokee back over to Asheville.
Wow.
And back on up into that area. So that's the sweet spot for the winter storm. We're going to stay on the rainy side of this one, or at least moderate to heavy rain, and that could certainly play for some pretty good rainfall amounts, up to 2 inches, and if not, maybe a little more, depending if we get some downpours. So, and it will be windy.
Windy. Okay. Will we have any issues with coastal flooding?
And it doesn't look like it because it's a progressive storm. There might be a little bit localized as far as just depending on the speed of the storm. But as far as coastal flooding right now, it doesn't look like that's too big an issue. We could see some localized flooding just from some moderate rain if we get some depending on the track of the storm and how long that rain lasts for. But I can't rule out a little bit, but it's not going to be a major flooding event.
And speaking of the tracking of the storm, Bill, where exactly is the area of the low pressure, and how is that being developed right now?
Well, that's like I was mentioning. That is right now. It's well to our west. I mean, it's moving across the upper parts of the United States. But as we move into, I'll flip this around. As we move into the next 24 to 48 hours, this is. I'll back this up to where we are right now. There's nothing across the southeast as we head into tomorrow. But then watch it just explode across the south as it dives in and develops. So what happens is you've got this upper level trough. Let me see if I can't pull up the. Hang on a second. Upper ear heights, 500 millibars. Let's see. So you have this deep upper trough. Look at this thing. It's a cut off 500 millibar low, and it just it just barrels into the southeast. It's a whopper for parts of the southeast, but you can see how it's just kind of moving through. And this is the Euro, so it's a little further south and east. But that's the actual storm right there in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that helps create a surface storm with the divergence aloft. It creates cyclogeneous ahead of it, out north and east of it, and that creates the surface system. And there's very cold air aloft here too. It's very, very cold. And the problem is with the temperatures. Like we look at low level, some 5,000 foot type temperatures, and let's see if I can find it. So where it's freezing at that level, we're going to have frozen precipitation. Then it will come through a lower level that's going to be a little bit above freezing. And then if it's freezing at the surface, that's when you get freezing rain. But this is all below zero temperatures aloft at about 5,000 feet. But we're still above right here, and that's on Sunday. Even if I back up a little bit, we are really warm. Look at the temperature difference. We're plus 8 at 800 millibar, 850. Which is about 5,000 feet. But you go back here and you're well below zero. So that this is all rain, and this is all freezing rain and snow, depending on the column. So it's winter weather is probably one of the trickiest things to forecast, Quintin, when it comes to forecasting. What everybody gets. Hurricanes are so different than tropical weather is so different because you're talking track and impact and speed and all that stuff, and you're still talking speed with the winter storm. But there's other anomalies that have to do with it, in particular temperatures, because you can get everything from sleet to freezing rain to snow, and it just depends on the temperatures as you go up into the atmosphere.
Wow. And might be another redundant question, Bill, but where's all of this moisture coming from with the storm?
So it taps the moisture in the Gulf. So as the storm dives into the southeast, what it does, the circulation around it, the counterclockwise circulation. Let me go back to the upper air here. Hold on. Here we go. As you see this thing is just spinning around. There's the upper low, and it just taps all this moisture. All this is being tapped from the Gulf of Mexico, and it's being transported around the storm. So as the storm dives south and east, you can see what it looks like. As it dives into the south, you can see it's just tapping all that moisture, and that moisture is being transported all the way up across the southeast. So as it dives south, it pulls the moisture up, it gives the moisture, it brings you the moisture needed, and then it starts wrapping around very cold air. And that's where all the moisture is. It's coming from the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually some from the Atlantic as well, depending on where the storm sets up. The best scenario, Quintin, for us to get snow, like in 18 and back in 89 and stuff, is if we have a system like that, but it carves out a surface system at the surface that's southeast of us. In particular, we're off the coast of, say, Jacksonville or Brunswick, with a very deep low with cold air coming around it or in place. That's the scenario, because we're on the cold side of the storm. On this one, we're going to be more on the warmer side.
Wow. And with all of this rain, Bill, will we have some sort of thunder in the mix of all of this?
No, we can't rule it out. We're not going to say no to thunderstorms, especially in instability along the front itself and along and ahead of the upper low. So there is the threat of thunderstorms, Quintin, into Sunday as well, and some moderate to heavy rain. Some of the rainfall amounts are pretty impressive. So yeah, that's and some gusty winds.
Wow.
And if this storm would place itself or redevelop way south and east of here, we can get cold air. We can very easily see snow, but it just has to be set up right. And at this point, the modeling doesn't do that.
Wow. And with those gusty winds,
things are changing. Things are changing. Remember, we're talking today on Thursday, and this is a Sunday event, so we're going to have run after run after run. But the runs seem to be pretty consistent with keeping that winter weather shield right at or just west of I-95.
Wow. And with those gusty winds, that is, will it be like a week ago Monday when we had all that wind?
The 69-mile-an-hour wind gusts? I don't expect that, but it will be pretty windy. But it won't be like that. It doesn't look like it's going to bomb out like that, and we'll see. But, those kind of wind gusts. But we will see, enough wind to get your attention. 25, 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts, not going to be out of the question.
Right. And fast forward. Right, exactly right. And fast forward to next week, Monday, how will the next couple of days look?
Oh, it'll be beautiful once we get by this. Our Martin Luther King holiday, our Dr. King holiday, looks really, really nice. So it's going to be sunshiny nice on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, the Dean of the Lowcountry Weather, Bill Walsh of Live 5 News, thank you for your time. And again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Hey, Quintin, my pleasure, and my best to your family and everybody. And we always appreciate that, and we'll keep you posted.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.